come up. It's not starting. Apologies here. Try it again. Hey guys, it's Warriors NRL Fanatics here, back today with a live chat, and joining me to discuss the weekend came by, and it is Hold the Ball. And what we're going to do, I'll go through what we're going to discuss today. So what we're going to go is our thoughts on the game on Saturday. It was Friday. Sorry, it's Friday, was it? Or Saturday? No, it's Saturday. Saturday afternoon against Cronulla Sharks. Yep, and we're going to give our player ratings as well, and then answer your questions and comments, and we'll also talk about some other topics as well. But joining me today is Hold the Ball, and thanks for jumping on for the
look, thanks for having me. This is Hold the Ball, HTV. Looking forward to discussing what's ahead, and obviously looking back at the Warriors game against the Sharks. There was definitely some good signs there, and thanks again for having me on your show. Appreciate it very much.
Yeah, no problem, no worries at all. But let's get into it now. So look, the Warriors across the weekend, they were looking for back-to-back wins. It's probably the first time that we've ever look for back-to-back wins this year, because one back to the Cronulla Sharks. It was going to be different. It's because they were playing for a spot on the top 8. We were to keep a bit of pride in the jersey for the next couple of weeks of the season. But Hold the Ball, what are your thoughts like on the start of the game, like the first half? How we started the game, and also what are your thoughts on as well? Kane Evans and what he did. Kane Evans.
Yeah, look, to address the first part, I thought that the Warriors definitely looked a lot more clinical in the defensive end. I think that's one thing I definitely noticed. And obviously for those of us who watch the Warriors play frequently, we notice that that's one sort of part of the game that we ignore frequently. So it was actually good to see the defense there. Another thing I noticed too was just simple set plays, the simple forward running. It was well executed, and having someone like Addin Fonua-Blake, who I'm sure we'll talk about more in this the show, having someone like him just lead from the front, especially the way he did, always helps and always got us on the front foot. I thought the first half especially was good. Obviously, the latter part of it probably wasn't so good, but to start off with a try first with Dallin Watene-Zelezniak was a good thing to see. But obviously, I think perhaps just a bit of inexperience from Viliami Vailea, not to single him out, but Kennedy and who was it that was on his side? I think it was Chambers. Those two players there sort of, I guess, baiting him in defensively, and he fell for it and so on and so forth. But in saying that, no, it was definitely a good first half to watch. And I guess the whole Kane's Evan things, well, hey, we'll talk about it. It is definitely controversial. So, yeah.
Yeah, I thought we started off pretty well, and I did a review of the game. So if you haven't checked that out, that was up later yesterday. So go check that out if you haven't already. But look, I thought we played well. We were great, and I think the way we started the game was pretty promising. Look, we started the game pretty well, early lead, and I think the loss very frustrated me before half time. Actually, look, I did a live reaction with their Facebook page, which was great fun. Thanks to the Ruin Hammer. Big shout out to them for having me on their live reaction during the game. It's actually great fun, actually. So a huge shout out to them. Thanks to them on. But you know, it was very stressful the last couple of minutes of that half. Because you know, we gave a lot of opportunities to Cronulla Sharks. You know, Kane Evans incident a couple of minutes to go before halftime. He didn't need to throw a punch at Will Chambers, but look, Will Chambers probably prompted him to do that. And you know, yes, Kane Evans is an idiot. I think he did a stupid thing. Personally, my point of view, I thought it was the wrong thing to do. You know, he didn't need to do that because we had all the momentum, all the possession, and you know, we had all the opportunities, you know, going to halftime, and we chose. And yeah, I just from Kane Evans, but you know, as well, he's prompted him to do that. So yeah, thoughts on that actually? What are your thoughts on Will Chambers and the Kane Evans incident?
Yeah, look, I think you sort of touched on it, explaining his actions there. Look, I definitely am not an advocate, you know, for violence myself, so I definitely don't applaud what he did. It's interesting though, because Isaac Luke came out on Twitter, I think it was yesterday, and he sort of said that there was rumors floating around that what he said was very bad, apparently, and he said that some of Will Chambers' teammates are off him, so meaning that they don't like him. So again, as to what he had said in that sledge, I'm not too sure, but there was also an article that came out yesterday too that the NRL, the Warriors boss, so CEO and boss, sorry, I'm not sure if it was Cameron George they're referring to or Mark Robinson, but either one of them, I think it was Cameron George, said that what Will Chambers said was not on, saying it was bad. So again, they wouldn't clarify as to what he said. But again, not trying to advocate for what he did. The only issue I have with it, though, is obviously it could have cost us the game. It did, to a degree, lead to that mini comeback that they had at the end. So yeah, it's sort of funny because obviously whatever he said, I think Kane Evans has every right to react. No, I don't think he should be using his fists. However, if it was as bad as they were saying it was, especially in that heat of the moment stuff, yeah, it's probably very hard to look at from either side.
Yeah, exactly. Well said there. And yeah, look, the first half ended, and I think it was the Sharks that were leading around about. I think it was 16 to 12 or something like that. They were leading. They were in front, from what I remember. But the second half, obviously the Warriors, they need to start off well, and they got a try through Reece Walsh and Josh Curran with an outstanding offload for Reece Walsh. He got us back in that right back in, and then we scored another one after that. And from there on, look, we looked pretty good there, and we took a 2-point lead off a penalty kick. And yeah, from there on, you know, we did well. We did enough to win that game. It was 18-16, and I believe that was the score against the West Tigers a week before as well. So same scoreline we won with was 18-16. So 2 weeks in a row, won very close games, which I've been a very big critic of game. And you know, the crucial moments that we don't take, but the last two games we've won by a close margin. What are your thoughts on that? Look, that's a good fight back to win the last two games on close margins.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I mean, going down the half in the first half, I believe the score was 6 points to 16. So they were in front. I think, yeah, they were definitely in front and doing well there. But yeah, look, again, it's another grinding win. Obviously, nothing pretty in regards to perhaps winning, you know, by 2, 3, 4 tries, but it's a good grinding win. And as you touched on, it's good, it's effective, it gets us the win. No matter what way you look at it, we won. So there's no complaints. Again, just sticking to that core sort of gritty footy that the Warriors, I don't know, we haven't been really too good in. And so it's good to get 2 grinding wins actually go our way instead of the opposite end. So.
And look at some standout players now. So, there was a lot of standout players for me in this game for the Warriors. And look, who are your standout players for the game before we get into the player ratings for the whole team?
Yeah, look, my best player on ground, definitely, I'd have to say was Adam Fanor-Blake. Ewan Aitken as well as Josh Curran were definitely close, second and third. But those three, to me personally, were definitely standouts, and probably noticeable mentions to Reece Walsh as well as just the halves too, I think. So good collective effort.
Yeah, and Cute Manchester United fan Australia says, hello, bro, and guys, how's it going, Cute Manchester United? Thanks for tuning in. But my standout players for me, the likes of Josh Curran. Yep, Josh Curran had a great game. I've personally season Josh Curran actually, and at the start I wasn't a big fan of him, but he's really come on lately, Josh Curran, even this year. So I think he's been playing great footy actually, Josh Curran. And also Reece Walsh, I thought had a pretty good game as well, and Dallin Watene-Zelezniak as well at the back. So they had great game. And also shout out to Adam Fanor-Blake, and he had a great game as well. So so my standouts for the Warriors this game actually, they played well. And look, now we want to move on to the player ratings for the game now from 1 to 17, from 1 to 17. Now, starting off with fullback Reece Walsh, how do you think Reece Walsh went in the game?
Yeah, definitely one of his more better performances. Thankfully, he does have a few of them. I thought he did all the small things well. I definitely like the support play again, running off that current ball to score a try. For me personally, I've got to give him a solid rating of 8 out of 10.
Yep, I think Reece Walsh had a great game. He did his job very well. I'm going to give him an 8 as well. I'll go 18 as well. Not too bad. I think he did a great job. So 8 out of 10 for me for Reece Walsh. Now moving on to the wing, Dallin Watene-Zelezniak. How do you think Dallin Watene-Zelezniak went?
Yeah, well, he scored a few of our opening tries in the last couple of games. I'm definitely a fan of his, up the gut sort of running, and no fear approach, running into anyone. I thought he was okay. I'll probably give him like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I think Dallin played all right. Wasn't outstanding, but I think he did his job. So I'm going to give him a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, 6.5 out of 10. I thought he was all right actually. Did not too bad. So moving on to the centres now, and it is Peta Hiku. How do you think Peta Hiku went?
Yeah, Peta Hiku playing very well there, I think. Makes me sort of really despise the fact that he's leaving us next year, I think. Solid performance with ball in hand as well. Can't question his heart or effort. I think he was good. I'll give him like a personal 7.5 out of 10.
Yep, I'm going to give Peta Hiku a 7 out of 10 for me. I think, since he's come back, he's going to be sorely missed at the club at the end of the season. So, look, mixed feelings about him going, but, he had a great game. He did very well. So, I think there's a 7 out of 10 for me. So, he did great. Moving on to the other centre appearing, and that is Viliami Vailea. So, Viliami Vailea, second game after making his debut the previous week. How do you think Viliami went?
Yeah, Viliami Vailea, I think he was okay. He definitely learned his lesson in the second half for sure, but was definitely part of that 2-try scoring streak that the Sharks went on. had some nice touches here and there. Probably can do a bit more ball. Probably needs more confidence as well. For me personally, I'm probably going to give him a 4 out of 10 there.
Yeah, I think he was okay, but I personally, from my point of view, he had also been a little bit quiet. So, yeah, I'm going to give him around about a 5 out of 10. I think, I don't think it was terrible at all, but it didn't really stick to me from this game. So, yeah, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
But moving on to the winger now, and that is Marcelo Montoya. How do you think Marcelo Montoya went?
Yeah, he was probably one of the least sort of noticeable players. I think probably very close to Vailea as well. Had some good carries. I think he made one tackle as well, stat wise. So yeah, his contribution was very minimal at best. I'm gonna have to give him probably a 3.5. Honestly, 3.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I think his impact wasn't great, but I'm going to give him a 4.5 out of 10 for me for Marcelo Montoya. I didn't think it was outstanding, but yeah, 4.5 out of 10 for me. Moving on to the halves now, and it's Chanel Harris-Tavita. How do you think Chanel Harris-Tavita went?
Yeah, look, it's good to see him back. Obviously, over the season, I've had probably mixed emotions on him, but in saying that, I've seen that he's grown and matured enough, and we haven't seen him play too much too, right? So there's always that. Considering he's come back from injury, I thought he led really well, especially the kicking department. In his post-match interview, he sort of says that he was due for a good game and he has a bit of a laugh. But in all seriousness, though, I definitely like the more calm, cool, relaxed approach that Chanel Harris-Tavita does display and has displayed. I think doing that as opposed to whole running game thing, trying to smash people definitely works in his favor. And obviously, injuries considering as well, I think he's probably got a different approach. I think that's just my own opinion there. Overall, it was good to have him back. He played very well. I think I'm going to have to give him a good 7 out of 10.
Yep, I'm going to agree with you, actually. And look, I don't think he had a disappointing game at all, actually. I think he stood out very well. And I thought our halves both were great, actually. I think both our halves have been great. That's something we've been lacking here to see in the halves. 1 week, we've changed the halves each week. And I think he's been great, actually. I think since he's come back, he's done a good job. So, yeah, I'll give Chanel 7.5 out of 10. I think it's great. So, yeah, I think it's great to have him back. It's great to have him back on the side. I know he's had his critics. I know a lot of people do criticise him a lot, but for me, I've always rated Chanel Harris-Tavita, and I think he's been great since he's come back. So, yeah, 7.10 for me for Chanel Harris-Tavita. Now, moving on to the halfback, and it's Sean O'Sullivan. How do you think Sean O'Sullivan went in this game? I thought he was great the previous week. This week, I thought he was all right too, but how do you think he went?
Yeah, look, he has surprised me in regards to the leap from, I suppose, what he has been the last couple of weeks to what he has been the last probably 2 weeks, I reckon. I think Sean O'Sullivan has grown as a player. I think he's recognizing that sort of he's sort of cut that erratic sort of running that he's had, and he's playing a more cool role, which is what we need. Him and Chanel Harris-Tavita, as you touched on, worked well. I thought they worked brilliantly together. I'd even say in terms of halves combinations this year, this is probably the best display of halves pairings I've personally seen this year, and it's actually a really good thing and a huge compliment to Sean O'Sullivan, who I think should be re-signed. I definitely hope we do re-sign him. He'll be a great sort of a bench halfback, just a backup. But again, today, in regards to what he did on Saturday, I've got to give him a 7.5. I thought he led from the front well and was, along with Chanel Harris-Tavita, a huge sort of reason why we had the front foot.
Yep, I'm going to give Sean O'Sullivan here a Oh, I'm going to say 7.5, actually. I think, I didn't any lower. Did not too badly. So, yeah, I'm going to 0.5 out of 10, I think. Actually, don't. He hasn't had a bad game, actually, in the last couple of weeks, actually. So, I've been really impressed with him. He stood out quite well for me. So, yeah, moving on to Adam. He's just, having him back in the team. And this week, obviously, he didn't play. But having him back in the team was great. But what are your thoughts on Adam Fanua-Blake's performance up against the Cronulla Sharks?
Yeah, it was great. It was brilliant. Had over 200 run meters. Had close to 100 meters worth of post-contact meters. I thought he was great. And the fact that he was captain again, leading from the front, being very vocal, it was good. I give him a 9 out of 10. His best game.
Yep, I'm gonna have to agree. I'm gonna say around about a 9 out of 10 for me. I think he was outstanding. So not more you can say about him. He was just great. It was just he put in a great performance here. So perfect performance here from Adam Fanua-Blake. So well done to him on a great performance there in the forwards there. So to the hooker's spot, and it's Jazz Tevaga. How do you think Jazz Tevaga went in that hooker's spot against the Cronulla Sharks?
Yeah, Jazz. My thoughts on him is, as you know, I like it when Jazz is more disciplined. I like it when Jazz cleans up the act, which he has done the last couple of games. Look, he did the little things right. He tackled, he ran, he did what he had to do. Distributed the ball well, I think, anyway. I'm going to have to give him, personally, probably like a 6.5 out of 10. But, he did what he had to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did his job. So, yeah, I'm going to give him around about a 6.5 out of 10. I think he was, not too bad, and did his job. He did his job. That's the main thing. So, yeah, 6.5 out of 10 for me. Yeah, moving on to Matthew Lodge. How do you think Matthew Lodge went?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked him. Obviously, some errors though. We got to admit he needs to polish that, and obviously, a bit of a hot streak, as we know, similar to Evans. I thought personally he was okay. It definitely wasn't his worst game. He played well. I'll probably give him an 8 out of 10. Personally, he did the little things well. He still ran hard, tackled hard, knows how to pull and offload. Can't complain.
Yep, I think he's had a great game too. I personally had a great game. So, look, I'm going to give Matthew Lodge here a 7. I think it's great, and a bit of a worry. Matthew Lodge is, going to miss this week's game against the Bulldogs. So, that's a bit of a worry. Him and Dylan Wachuni-Zelezniak, as well as, you got Kane Evans. Look, I'm not too fussed about Kane Evans, to be honest. Look, just my personal opinion. I don't rate Kane Evans, but Dylan Wachuni-Zelezniak and Matt Lodge, having them going to be a big blow for us, actually. So, for that, actually, quick thoughts on that before we move in. What do you think about that?
Yeah, look, obviously not good. Probably more so talking about Dylan Wachuni-Zelezniak and Lodge, but I'm sure, Darnell Brown will step up, and I think Gossi probably will step up too. So, look, it's not great, but I definitely believe that we're on a bit of a momentum sort of ride here, so I'll stick with that.
Yep. So, player Ian Aiken has becoming, a player that spot. I think he's actually now in the second row there, and I think it was great actually. And he's proving me and probably a lot of people wrong that when he was late, it was a late inclusion or late shuffle there when he was moved to the second row from Nathan Brown, and I doubts whether that was the right move. But last week he played there well, and this week he backed it up. He played well there as well. So, what are your thoughts on Euan Aitken's performance second row?
Oh, look, I think as the NRL commentator said, he's been reborn. This is a new zest. It's a new player altogether. utilizing his speed, his strength, and his defensive sort of tactic. He has exploded into a very good player, I think. Obviously, if we go the week before when the coach made that change, we all thought, you're crazy, you're nuts, this is not going to work, you're done. And then it just proved to be the masterstroke that we all needed. Look, I thought he played very well. And that try he scored, right? The context, though, is that obviously it was actually the fifth and last tackle. So, you know, he just put it all on the line. He threw everything on the table and did well to brush off Chambers as well as Wilton and to score that try. Huge reps on him. I got to give him an 8.5. Apart from Eden Fanor-Blake, I thought him and Curran were fantastic players. So 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm going to give Euan Aitken here a 9. I think it's great, actually. You know, 9 might be a bit of a higher rating than a lot of people probably think, but I've gone with a 9 for Euan Aitken. I think he's great. You know, he backed up that performance from last week. My question was, can he back it up in the second row this week? And he did that, and he put it on the spot. He put it on the spot. So, yeah, he definitely showed that he can be in that second row position. Now, he was great. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 for me for Euan Aitken. Yeah, I just was impressed. I was impressed by his performance overall in that second row position, and maybe a possible long-term option there in the second row. You never know. But, yeah, for me, it's a 9 out of 10 for me for Euan Aitken. But moving on to the next player, and that is Josh Curran, another player that I thought was absolutely outstanding. He was great. You know, did his job there defensively and attack, and, you know, was just, you know, he's a really underrated player for me for the Warriors this year, Josh Curran, and he's really come on leaps and bounds. Probably the most improved player for me right now for the Warriors. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on Josh Curran's performance?
Yeah, look, I'm full of high praise for Curran, who has been one of the better players for the Warriors in terms of growth. Has definitely, the coach said it in the post-match conference, right? He says that without Josh Curran, we definitely notice it. You know, he's someone who, when he goes, we miss him, we notice it, and that's right. This game here was no different. Defensively was very good. He made the most tackles out of the Warriors with 42 tackles. Again, you know, with a solid try assist as well to Reece Walsh. You know, I think the only bad thing about his game was when he was tripping over afterwards. But besides that, solid effort. I've got to give him an 8.5 out of 10.
Yes, yeah. I saw that. It was very funny. I had a chuckle about that one. Yeah, so, look, I'm sure a lot of players gave it to him as well, you know, when he did trip over near the end of that game. Yeah, it was a very funny moment. But besides that, it was perfect. It was outstanding. What can you say? I think I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 for me. It was outstanding. There, Josh Curran did his job, and, yeah, what can you say? Great performance. Josh Curran, it was outstanding. But, yeah, the last player in the 13 is in the 13 now. So from the 13 is Bailey Sironen. How do you think Bailey Sironen went?
Yeah, look, I consider him sort of like a player who does all the good things, the 1%ers, I think. So he had an okay game. It wasn't one of his worst games. He did what he had to do. Probably didn't have as much impact as the former players we just mentioned. Look, I'm going to give him a 6.5. I thought he did what he had to do. A few runs, a few good tackles, was there, did what he had to do. Can't complain there. So, yeah, 6.5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I'm going to give Bailey Sironen a 6 out of 10. Look, you know, he did his job. That's the main thing. But, yeah, 6 out of 10 for me. But moving on to the bench now, and the first player coming off the bench was Kodi Nikorima. How do you think Kodi Nikorima went?
Yeah, look, didn't really run much, but, you know, had a few good touches with the ball in regards to passing around. It was okay. I think he made 32 tackles with 2 misses. So again, you know, probably slotting into that defensive role straight away. It was okay. You know, not much to say there. Probably give him a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, look, I didn't see too much of Kodi in this game. You know, I thought, you know, the previous week he played well coming off the bench, but I think it was a little bit, it was okay, but I thought it was a little bit quieter than he was last week. So, Yeah, I'm going to give Cody Nikorima here around about a 6 out of 10 for me, 6.5 out of 10 as well. So, yeah, I thought, look, he was a little bit quieter than the previous game against the Tigers, but, he wasn't terrible. But, yeah, I thought he was, he didn't do too much, to be honest, from my point of view. Yeah, 6.5 for me. But moving on to Bunty Afoa now. How do you think Bunty Afoa went?
Yeah, look, Bunty has come into his own here. I think without having Armal there, it's allowed him to actually play more minutes and actually, have more, I suppose, a say in the way he plays. And he did well today. I think so he was the only Warrior with the highest tackle counts plus no misses, which was 23 tackles and no misses. So again, 100% tackle efficiency on the day. Some good carries, some good charges. Again, we love seeing Bunty run from the back fence. Can't complain there. Did the small things right. I think I'll give him a personal 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I thought Bunty was all right, actually. Yeah, I'm going to give him around about a 7. Oh, no, not a 7, sorry. Around about a 6 out of 10 for me, actually. I think, Bunty Afoa this year's not found his best form, to be honest here. But, previous years, I thought it was great. But, yeah, Bunty Afoa played an all right game, actually. I thought he was all right. So, yeah, 6 out of 10 for me for Bunty Afoa. But, moving on to a player, speaking of a player that, we talked about a lot already, and that is Kane Evans. Now, look, how do you think Kane Evans went?
Yeah, look, he had about 2 punches, two 10 minutes sent to the bin. Look, I can't really say too much there.
Yeah.
Definitely was more on the negative side of impact for the Warriors. Look, probably one of the worst individual performances, I reckon, in Warriors history. That's just what I think anyway, for a single game. I think, look, 2 out of 10. Look, that's just me being nice. 2 out of 10. Yeah, I don't know how to really describe or talk about what he did. Yeah, 2 out of 10 for me.
Yep. Yeah, I think it was ordinary, to be honest, ordinary at best. So, yeah, around about a 3 out of 10 for me. But yeah, I don't think it was great, to be fair. But moving on to the last player, and that is Eliesa Katoa. How do you think Eliesa Katoa?
Yeah, he didn't play too much, but again was used, I think, in a good way, particularly more in the second half. Came in as that, sort of like filling in that Ben Murdoch-Masila role. Yeah, he was right. Some good lines, some good tackles. I still think I prefer Katoa as a starter as opposed to on the bench. I think he actually plays better on the, as a starter. He sort of works opposite to what Ben Murdoch-Masila does, I think, anyway.
Yep.
But hey, it was a good showing. Did way to do. Can't complain. I'll probably give him a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, look, I thought it was all right, but not as best showing. So yeah, I'm going to give him a around about a 6 out of 10 for me. So yeah, but our player ratings there. So look, hold the ball now. Is there any there's some topics that you want to discuss? We can also, after this we can discuss the NRL round as well. But is there any topic you would like to discuss? You can give your thoughts on that one.
Yeah, look, probably 1 or 2. I'll probably bring this one straight off the bat. Sort of like it's sort of interesting. I've been seeing on social media some people talking about Roger Tuivasa-Sheck and obviously of his departure, what it's meant for the Warriors, and people are sort of saying, some people are anyway, that obviously 1 or 2 wins and probably just sort of like the reason why we're winning is it because he's gone, is because players have had more accountability. I'm not too sure as to what's happening there, but yeah, it's sort of like some interesting sort of discussion topics to talk about there with Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. For me personally, I do know that with him gone, there's be more onus on Reece Walsh and I guess some of the halves as well to just perform better. Obviously, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck with 200 plus meters per game almost. And yeah, it's just interesting, I think, anyway. as to why we look. I don't know. Yeah, it's just interesting. I think anyway to have a talk about it, give your examples and thoughts on that subject. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to look at. With Roger Bashek. Yeah, we've looked at different teams since he's gone, and not that it's a bad thing, it's just yeah, we're playing like a different team. I don't know why, but we just so yeah, it's interesting to look at.
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, you're on there, and well said by you about that, regards to that. And in our thoughts around the Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, I've discussed it a lot on my channel. Actually, I've done some videos about it. Talked to you about it as well on your channel as well. When we with Nick from Australia as well. So you could say, yeah, I know some people might say, look, Roger's gone. Was he enigma to the team? Was he the main reason why we were distracted and not getting results? I don't think so. I personally don't think that was all his fault, to be honest. I think that was just a team sort of thing. And yes, I know we've won 2 games. We beat the Sharks and the Tigers. To be honest, no disrespect to the West Tigers, the Cronulla Sharks supporters, but the Cronulla Tigers aren't really flashiest of teams. Yes, Cronulla are contending for that top 8 spot, but West Tigers for me, they're just a little bit inconsistent. To be honest, I think maybe in some ways we're a bit lucky. I might say in some ways we're a bit fortunate enough to win that game, but yeah, for Rogers' sake, good on him. I like to say good on him because I do wish him all the best. And he was named in the Auckland rugby squad, Auckland rugby team for the Mitre 10 Cup thing there in New Zealand, which is a domestic competition over there. And he hasn't played yet. Obviously, he hasn't been able to play this last week. But yeah, it was quite interesting. Also, crazy, of him in Auckland. He was like sort of like he was training and all that. But besides that, I don't have too much to say about Roger. I've said enough about him lately, so I do wish him all the best and hope he goes well. And that's all I've got to say about him. But yeah, what do you think about that one? What do you think what I've said just then?
Yeah, look, I agree. Look, it is what it is. I think for me personally, though, still doesn't sort of make that big sort of topic to discuss. The Warriors with and without Roger and how he's been performing. But yeah, look, you said wish him all the best, and I guess as he has done so, we need to do so as well. So yeah, we've just got to move on and just go forward from there. So.
Yep, exactly right. But yeah, it's look, is there anything else you want to discuss? Other topic we can talk about, like the NRL round or something like that?
Yeah, look, well, we can definitely jump into it, but just one more as well. If you guys aren't aware, Jacinda Ardern has officially made it. What's the word? She's come out and told the NRL that if they do want to play, that's all going to well, but there's going to be no special treatment. So when you get in there, you've got to do the 2 quarantine and stuff. So obviously that probably puts a cross mark through New Zealand there and hosting the NRL Grand Final, which is okay. But again, doesn't give me much hope for next year in regards to the Warriors being able to possibly move back to New Zealand. So that's just food for thought right there.
Yep. Yeah, I don't see. Look, the NRL came out. There's talk around the NRL and the group's really been moved to New Zealand. I personally do not. Look, I don't know. I just think it'd be too much, hassle to get all get the teams, to go there and then you have to quarantine and all that. So, as much as I'd love to see the NRL being played in New Zealand, that'd be great. That'd be awesome for the fan. I just don't see it happening. I think it's a real big stretch here. I think personally it's still going to be played in Brisbane here. I think it'll be played at Suncorp, or Melbourne. Melbourne's definitely another possibility. But think it's going to be played in Melbourne. I don't see it being played in Melbourne personally. I just think, personally, from my point of view, I don't think Melbourne's a good idea because, say the Storm make the grand.
Yep. Okay, looks like I'm on my own. Yeah, look, I think what he's probably going to say was talking about, the grand final there being hosted in Melbourne and why it's not, I guess, a venue for the NRL to be played in, which I agree, obviously. Probably going to have it in Queensland, to be fair. And if there's no crowds, well, then so be it. That's what I think anyway. If there are no crowds in NRL, then, oh, well, tough luck, right? This is the COVID sort of era we're living in, and I suppose the rugby league needs to follow suit, and as all sports have. And yeah, you're just going to take that one on the chin if there's no sort of crowds coming and being part of the NRL there. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm back now. Sorry guys about that. I don't know what. Just a bit of connection issues there, but I do apologise for that. I just popped out for a second there, but yeah, I just heard what Hold the Ball just said there. So yeah, well said well said there from Hold the Ball. Do apologise for that. I don't know what happened there. If it was just a bit of a connection issue, but my apologies. So yeah, look, yeah, I think that said about the NRL Grand Final and being in New Zealand, I don't think that's personally going to happen from my point of view. But yeah, let's move on now. Let's move on and let's talk about the NRL round. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the games across the weekend? I thought we had some very good games, some close games, contests, but there was obviously one team that stood out, and that was obviously still the Melbourne Storm as the benchmark team. But what are your thoughts on the round of the NRL?
Yeah, look, the less we talk about the Storm, the better I feel, to be fair with you.
Yep.
Look, I think what it showed us, what it definitely showed us was probably the round that the fans have been wanting. It was very close. There's some close games. There wasn't too many heavy-sided defeats, bar a few games here and there, but I think it was like only one or two. The games were just very exciting, very close. And yeah, like you touched on with the Storm, and yeah, they were definitely one of the better sides. However, in saying that, if you're a Manly fan, you probably walk away from that game thinking, you know what, we can do some damage. So look, overall, it was a good round of footy. And obviously, the main important one, the Warriors won. So that's cool.
Yeah, Paul, I thought it was a great round of footy. There were some great games. You got Manly and Melbourne there. That was a good game. We also had Canberra and the Dragons. Now, I think that was not a bad game, to be honest, too. And, there were some other as well. But, look, yeah, I think from my point of view, look, Manly, they were very competitive against the Melbourne Storm. I thought they were few calls going. I thought a few calls in that game, went Melbourne's way. Personally, they had a few calls go their way. But Manly, they could be happy with the effort. Yeah, Manly can definitely be happy with the effort. So a big shout out to all the Manly fans and the Manly team as well. They played well. They do badly. It's not a bad effort. So yeah, just reading through this comment here, Jaden White says RTS is teaming up with former Warrior Solomoni Kata in the Auckland rugby team. Yeah, which is very, very interesting. Actually, very interesting. Getting two former Warriors players in the Auckland team, which is interesting. It's very interesting indeed. But yeah, I thought the NRL round was good. But I want to get your thoughts. Finally, if you got any other things you want to add to that before we move on.
Yeah, look. Obviously, I think one game I want to talk about in particular is probably, generally speaking, the games as a whole, especially when you look from the top 5 teams, that's the Storm, that's Panthers, that's Rabbitohs, that's the Eels, Roosters, and I think Manly, the top 6 teams. It's definitely more open than I think it is now. Obviously, the Storm are hot; they're on fire. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But look, I probably am a bit more optimistic of either of the top 4 to 5 teams winning. That's how I feel. But just to go on that as well, obviously the Queensland derby at the end, right? The Cowboys versus Titans, and man, just how far off the Cowboys have fallen. I think, unfortunately, they've now got, I think, 8 losses in a row, right? Or is it 8 losses now? I think officially. Yeah, look, it's interesting because Todd Payton, obviously coaching the Warriors, we sort of sung a lot of praises for him, right? And now's with the Cowboys, and things aren't going too well. And then you've got Dalmalolo as well being misused, I think. Anyway, it's not looking good at their club there, which is unfortunate. But yeah, they sort of start off really good, the Cowboys, and now they've just fallen off. And wow, crazy times.
Yeah, I don't know what the goal is there at the Cowboys at the moment. I know a person of this channel. He's a big Cowboys fan. A big shout out to Nick from Australia, and he did a big massive rant on YouTube last night, which you should go check it out. Good on Nick. He's a very passionate Cowboys fan, and he loves his team, and he's sick of seeing the point every year. Don't blame him. And he did a chat with Sam Rebel there, so yeah, I recommend you guys. She was very, very passionate Nick from Australia. Very passionate Nick from Australia. He's a good mate of mine, good friend of the channel. And, I hope the Cowboys, personally, I don't mind the Cowboys. I have a bit of a soft spot for them. I don't. And, I hope they do better next year. I really do. And it's not great to see the Cowboys down there on the bottom half of the ladder, from my point of view. I don't mind the Cowboys. But, any last words to say about the Cowboys?
No, nothing. No, not much at all. It'll be interesting to see how they go next week as well. So we'll just see what happens there.
Yep. So, look, now with the with the NRL, where we're closing in on the finals. I want to get your thoughts on this, but do you see the top 8 changing? Do you see one particular team that will come in or come out, or do you see the top 8, top 4 teams staying the same? How do you see it, like from your point of view?
Yeah, look, definitely the top 4, I think. Actually, I think the top 3 will stay as is. I still think 4 and 5 are probably still in a bit of a battle there, especially Manly. They can definitely, I think they've got enough points to potentially jump, but we'll see how that goes there. Look, in regards to the top 8 in general, look, obviously, fingers crossed, Warriors get in there, but I don't think it's going to happen. Raiders potentially could jump in there. It's still a very tight contest to see who actually sort of slots in that 8. Obviously, got the Dragons too, right? So it's probably too early, I think, anyway, to call as to who sticks in the 8 or who drops out. It's still pretty tight, I think. We probably won't know until the end of round 25. Personally, that's what I think.
Yeah, and a comment here from Katugu. Sorry if I said that wrong. Warriors versus Titans for the showdown round 25 for 8th place. Whoa, that's a very, very interesting comment. I'm not sure. I personally still don't hate to be a person here, but look, I highly doubt it. I think the Titans, the Titans have actually got some very interesting games coming up, and last week's win against the Cowboys, that was a crucial win for them, and now they've got South Sydney and Melbourne to come, so that was a massive, massive win for them, in terms of making the top 8. So, what are your thoughts on? We can still possibly make the top 8. Do you think we can?
Yeah, look, the Warriors. Sorry, Fanatics. Is that what you mean?
Yep, Warriors. Yep, definitely.
Yeah. Look, I don't think we can. I mean, I believe even if we win the games, it's still dependent on other teams winning, right? I think we probably did the damage with the last couple of losses we've had over that stretch. No, I don't think so. But if we can ruin other teams' seasons, then I'm all here for it. So bring it on.
Yeah, but I absolutely, I just can't see. I really can't see it happening. I don't know. I don't know if it deserves to make it. To be honest, I mean, look, yeah, I'm not too sure if we still deserve to make it personally from my point of view. But yeah, the uncanny Kyle Waka says, hello guys. I don't think we'll make the 8, but we will give a good go. Yeah, I think we'll definitely give it a go. I mean, if we can get Bulldogs this week, which I personally think we will, victory against Bulldogs, I'm very confident we can get a result over there against them. I'm not too sure where it's been played yet. No venue's been confirmed, but hopefully it's on the Gold Coast. I really do, because if it is, crowds allowed back in, and if it is, I will definitely be. Yeah, what do you think? Bulldogs, Warriors, any thoughts on one coming up this week?
Look, if I'm going to be sort of judging it, it's definitely based on momentum and what the team has done so far. I'm always wary, though, of trying to be confident with the Warriors, unfortunately. Obviously, you can say, well, it's the Bulldogs, but yeah, it's the Warriors. So anything can happen here. I think just based on momentum and based on how things are going, I think I'll choose the Warriors, but I want to be very, I'll sort of, I'm not going to jump too high on here. I'm just going to wait and see. So,
Yeah. I'm not too sure yet. I'd have to wait for the team list to come out on Tuesday afternoon. So, yeah, I mean, look, yeah, you never know. I mean, the Bulldogs could turn up, and know with the Warriors is there to win these games, and they often sometimes let you down in certain times. So, yeah, I mean, look, I think we should beat the Bulldogs, but it's hard to know. It's hard to know at this stage right now. So, yeah, any last couple of words before we do sign out?
No, not really. Look, just happy that the boys won. We definitely needed it as a team and as fans who have just been through a lot. It's good to know that we're not going to finish the season on a wooden spoon, which is probably a bit of a talking point going a few weeks back. I'm just happy we won, and looking forward to next week. Look, realistically, we should win the game. I'm probably not going to jump on that wagon just yet. We've got to wait and see. But yeah, no, thanks again for having me. I appreciate it. It's been great talking about Warriors footy, and no, it's just good to get that win and go the Warriors.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Hold the ball, appreciate it, and I always enjoy doing these live discussions, chats with you, and no doubt we'll be doing plenty more on your channel, whether it's on your or whether it's on my channel as well. But go check out Hold the Bull's channel if you haven't already. I'm sure you would have already. Go check out his channel, because he does some great content, and his channel's grown very well lately. So you go check out his channel, go watch his videos. Go subscribe as well, and go comment as well. Go like the videos as well. Do all those sort of things. And first, to thank all the viewers for joining. Thanks to all the viewers that are tuning in to watch. And apologies for that earlier skirmish there on the stream there, where my connection cut out and I jumped out of the stream. But apologies for that early on. What can you say? But don't forget, if you're new to the channel, please to subscribe to the channel. So very, very close indeed. So 600, around about 690 subscribers right now. Doing very well here. But if you aren't already, consider subscribing to the channel. Please consider doing so, as well as liking the video, liking the stream. And if you're watching this back, comment your thoughts and feedback down below. But thanks, guys, for watching. And I'll see you all for another live chat tonight, actually. Live chat tonight. I've got one for tonight at 7:45 Australia time for a chat with All Sports Chat, which is a Instagram page there. So, yeah, they'll be joining me to discuss the Warriors and the NRL as well. So tune in for that one tonight, around about 7:45 Australia time. But cheers. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you all in the next live stream. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. And my mouse is frozen. There we go, in broadcast.